This is W.C. Ballard, and welcome to our community where we discuss grants, nonprofits, and 501c3s. And today we're talking about those scammers, those people that eat, drink, and sleep ways of scamming you out of your money. And today we're talking about the fake donation check scam, the anatomy of a donation check scam, how to recognize it, and how to avoid it. So let's go. Let's dive right in. What is it? What is a fake nonprofit donation check scam, sometimes referred to as the generous donor scam? Well, it's a fraudulent scheme where scammers send what appears to be a legitimate donation check to a nonprofit organization. And would you believe that in 2024, the U.S. consumers reported losing over 12.5 billions to scams and frauds? Why? Because we're not educated, and that's why I'm here to educate you. Now, this scheme is actually a part of a con that's designed to trick the nonprofit into losing money or sharing sensitive information. And the FTC has reported over 40 billion in nonprofit fraud, and they believe the number's higher. So today I'm going to share the 7 red flags of this generous donation scam. Flag number 1. The donor is unknown. They appear out of nowhere and you didn't solicit the donation from them. Flag number 2. The check is for a large or round number like $5,000 or $10,000 and it just seems a little bit too generous. Flag number 3. The donor has a compelling or compassionate backstory. It's the last wish of a loved one. It's a memorial gift. They just came into a large amount of money. Now, unfortunately, guys, many of times this is actually the truth from real legitimate donors. But remember, there are 7 flags. So this is included as one of the flags. But in and of itself, it is not necessarily a red flag. But be safe and check it out. Flag number 4. After you deposit the check, the donor contacts you urgently claiming they overpaid or that part of the funds really needs to go to another person. They made a mistake. Can you get the money back to them? Now, number 5, this is where the catch is. Now, there's an urgent request to send a portion. You can keep part of it because they intended to really donate to you, but can you send them part of it back? So instead of you getting the $5,000 that they send you, you can keep the $2,500. But can you get that $2,500 back to us? You can use Cash App, a gift card, Zelle, wireless transfer. Hey, whatever way you can get it to us, can you just get it back to us? Red flag number 6. The check is from a business or a personal account that doesn't match the sender or where the money should be sent back to. So there's a conflict between where the check came from and then who you want them to send them the money back. So this is one that you can really dive into and catch them on. Red flag number 7, and the most important one. Few days later, guess what happens? The check bounces. It was fake. Your bank reverses the deposit and your nonprofit is now on the hook for the money that you sent them. And remember, banks take time, especially with large amounts of money, to actually process something. And the scammers know this, so they actually capitalize on this. But how do you protect yourself? Well, number 1, wait. Wait for the check to fully clear before you use the funds. And sometimes with banks, it can take up to 2 weeks. Will you wait? Number 2, never, ever send money back to a donor unless it's verified through multiple channels. Number 3, verify. Verify the source of the large donation by contacting the donor through an official means. If they are legitimate, they have very official ways that they can identify themselves. There are many ways. You can go to a website. Of course, some of you might say, well, a website can be actually fake too, but they have a what you call an EIN number, employer identification number with the government, and you can check through your state's attorney general, through IRS, through the FTC. So there are many ways you can check if somebody's legitimate. Number 4, educate yourself and your staff and your volunteers about not only this type of scam, but any type of scam. When you have your regular meetings, talk about scams and ways to identify people who are committing fraud. And number 5, report. Report suspicious activity to your bank, authorities, and your government, whoever is related to where that source of money is coming from. And number 6, guess what, guys? Pick up the darn phone. You'll be surprised what you can get out of a phone conversation with someone. Usually they have poor English sometimes, or they trip over their words. They're even surprised that you call, but probably the phone number doesn't exist or it never gets answered. In the world of having texting and emailing and all these social media things, we forget sometimes the good old-fashioned telephone can tell you a whole lot just by finding out if the phone doesn't even work. That tells you a whole lot. Pick up the phone. And you know what, guys? If you're not sure how to report it to me, and I'll report it for you. That's what this community is about. It's about all of us sharing and caring about each other and making sure that we are safe. And if you don't know how to do it, put it in the comments. Make sure you subscribe so you can be aware every time I have promised that I get a fraud alert, I put it in a video so that you can see it and I can share it. And guys, here's the cover of my video about grant scams. If you're interested in it, just wait till this video goes off. It should pop up and you can just click on it. And guys, if it's a government scam, here it is. Here's all your contact information to report a government scam. Guys, I hope you've learned something today. I've shared it with you, and the next time I get a fraud alert, I'll share that with you. This is W.C. Ballard checking out.